Assuming that you haven't been living under a rock for the last, let's say, 48, 72 hours, you may have realized that ChatGPT has brought out one of the biggest and most impactful updates that we've ever seen in AI. So powerful and so strong that it actually threatens my company as a creative agency. So what is the update? The ChatGPT 4 Omnia update has improved the image generation. This means that they can create graphics, renders, and it can even write words, which was a bottleneck for it before. Might have seen the dodgy looking fingers and hands on people. Well, they fixed all those things, and the image creation tool is truly remarkable. So what have we done? We decided to jump in, get really deep into the tool, figure out all the different use cases, and decide, is this tool genuinely going to replace my graphic designers, or is it something that we can work alongside and improve our output for our clients? So let's jump into the training and figure out if we're screwed or if this is going to help us in the long run.
This is the training on ad creatives using AI tools. So how can we use these guys to assist us with our delivery and creation of ads? So ads, the AI tools have been getting pretty advanced recently. I'm sure everybody saw the ChatGPT update, and what's been happening is quite exciting. Some people are thinking that's pretty scary because just how far it's going, and I've seen people questioning where we're going to be in 4 to 5 years. This is where I think we're going to be, where AI overlords are basically controlling us instead of us controlling them. But if we learn to manage the tools and work together with them, it's just going to be, it'll be like this. We'll be AI buddies, and we can keep going and make an impact, not only in our industry, but in every industry probably ever. And by the way, the fun thing about AI being like exponential is there's a world where, like, you remember the Industrial Revolution where everyone's like, oh my God, all of our farms are going to be gone away, we're going to lose our jobs, and then everyone became factory workers, and then all of a sudden, like, the machines started like putting lids on toothpaste, and then everyone's like, oh my God, we're going to lose our toothpaste job. And then social and it became a thing, and then people got like social media jobs, and people got like content creator jobs. This is just another industry change. So let's see what happens. But for now, what can we do to work with our AI buddies to do our own job better? The first example that we did the other day was graphics. So we can actually take a web image and turn it into a full-blown graphic that could literally go live in an ad account in a matter of minutes using the ChatGPT update. So we'll break down exactly how we do that, but it's quite incredible that we can go from here to there now when, the previous step was literally removing the background, and then we'd have to manually take that image and put it into place, but it would never even sit in that hand so clean. We might have to do some individual AI finesse just to make it sit in the hand, and then manually, someone like Jordan would be building this graphic out. But it's managed to take it, plus the URL, turn it into a full-blown graphic, even adding the logo into the top right corner, which is a nice little finesse. And then you can go from actually taking your product physically. So here we just took a product off of the web. Here we just lifted our iPhone, took a picture of what I would say is a rather complicated product, because the photo guys know how difficult it can be to shoot something that is like transparent, and the way the light bends, and the hot spots and everything like that. So like you can see my fingers and all behind this. It's all pretty weird. So this one photo has then produced this with no tweaks. That's a first draft. And of course, if we were sitting here and we were critiquing this ad ourselves, there's probably lots of different things that we would do to it, but not bad for a first dig. So what is the prompt that actually turned those graphics into reality? So this one in this example was, turn this product into a D2C ad static graphic with the headline, whatever the headline is that you want to be. So if you want to copy this prompt, you can just put whatever your headline is. List some USPs of the product as callouts using the information of the product from this URL, and then you can paste the URL as well. That's why they can get brand colors. They can start getting some information. For example, enhances memory, supports focused, caffeine-free. And then a follow-up prompt could be, now I make this 9:16 aspect ratio. Now the input in with this prompt was the image, which was again taken from the web, and then a previous high-performing ad. So something that we knew as an agency that was performing, combined with a new product and a URL, can produce something like that. Again, first tweak, like 0 tweaks, first draft right out of the bag. That's not bad at all. That's actually exceptionally good. The input then being, can you create a solid headline? Can you give it something that has worked before in order to produce a solid outcome? So that's the that's the prompt that created that graphic. So using your imagination, I'm sure you can figure out where you could go with this across loads of different graphics. When I said here, like the headline XYZ, I do believe that that's the difference. So these tools look like it can remove the bottleneck of volume and quality. So we can produce a lot of volume of graphics quite quickly, especially whenever some of the bugs are picked off. And we can remove the barrier of quality, especially if you're a brand owner or a solo founder who's never really spent too much time in graphic design or in ad production before, but you have this product and you want to try and get it from 0 to 1. You have now removed the barrier of volume and quality. But the most important part of all marketing has never just been the aesthetic, because again, you could literally just go into Canva and grab some templates. It's the headlines, the copy, the USP, and the messaging, and making sure that they're all directed towards the right avatar. That's the key with all of our marketing assets. So these are the fundamentals that matter. Even the perfect tool won't help you if you get that wrong. So we obviously have our more recent training called the 2025 copywriting training. I would just refresh your memory over that, because that training combined with these tools is what's going to make this useful rather than a gimmick. What else can you do with this tool? Well, we tested out the renders yesterday and it's pretty fantastic. This is the second tweak. So the first tweak, the bottle didn't have the actual, this is a ribbed bottle, which is very textured. The first tweak didn't have it, but in the second tweak it did add it. Now again, this is pretty great from this simple prompt, which is turn this product into a perfect render. If I was to then take this into Photoshop or anywhere else, I would add some of the missing detail. For example, right here in the real bottle, it says 40%, which is the alcohol volume, and it's missing that, which you can kind of see right here. So you can add that in. But yesterday, Matt was also playing with the Furosity can, and he was taking pictures of the elements that were missing and saying, add this part in, and it was building the small section itself, which was extremely exciting. So I'll show you what that looked like in a second. Again, one of the best examples that I've seen so far was this hydro tube from 4.5, and straight out of the bag, it produced that. Again, seen some small issues. This is meant to say plus, and this is meant to be their sport tested logo, which is, it's actually slightly different logo. You can see it's all filled in here and it's got different information. But what you can then do is, focus in on those details. So those are some of the issues that I've saw from playing with this for the last couple of days. I'm sure you guys have come across a few as well. Accuracy, is it perfectly accurate? No, it's not. So it can get you from 0 to 1, but it's not going to get you to 5 without some finesse and some tweaks. Speed, I've just said this is going to, improve speed or improve output, but the actual machine itself, if you've played with it, if you've put the graphic prompt in and you've given it a video or an image to recreate, you kind of got to sit there for a few minutes. Now, is that just us being ridiculous because I literally have to sit for 3 minutes while this AI just does everything for us? I don't know, but it does take a few minutes. And if you've got some accuracy issues and you're trying to reprompt, it does end up adding up to quite a lot of time to get the perfect graphic done. Crashing, again, don't know how much you played with it or how much you've seen, but from time to time, this thing was just crashing for no reason, especially after about 2-3 o'clock UK time. That's when the Americans come online, and that's when they all start rinsing this tool. So could be server issue. Again, version literally 1.0 of this could get better over time. And then it's not an editable file. That's kind of key, because if you're producing a graphic and you want to maybe finesse some of the elements like the callouts, an editable file would be so much easier. But at the minute, it's just that flat image. Now, will it become an editable file in version 2? Probably. I can't see why that's going to be a major challenge. If the likes of Canva can produce it, why can't the GPT? Going back to this issue about accuracy, whenever you zoom, so this is the original image here on the left, and it produced this one on this inaccuracy right here. But if you then take the bottle and zoom in with your camera and say, replace it, it actually gets it more or less perfect. Now, there's a couple of issues here. It actually is meant to say, we test, you trust, right? So that is an issue, but everything else was perfectly accurate. So it's got very, very good. And then you could, again, if you understand Photoshop, that's a very simple fix there to just write, we test. And again, that's taken brand owners, founders from needing to spend upwards of $1,000 per render to zero skill set, plus maybe a little bit of Photoshop finesse. Pretty exciting stuff. My conclusion in my opinion, is the tech is good, possibly scary, but after using it for 48 hours, both playing with it and for business use case, I believe it's still a bit away from replacing human designers. It's too slow. It needs a lot of input, and the inaccuracies can set you back a lot of time. Not to mention it's not edible yet, right? So that's my core sort of fundamental basis. But like I said, if it can get early brand founders or dropship testers or people who want to test low budget, don't want to bring in agencies, don't want to bring in designers, didn't have this skill set before, it's going to take them, it's going to help them a lot. However, using the tool to assist you to get from 0 to 1 quicker is useful. Generating inspiration or helping with resizing will be strong use cases for us. That's my conclusion on that tool. HeyGen is another one that's been getting recent updates. We've been playing with that as well internally. So what this is going to do is help you translate voiceovers into any language, translate face-to-camera videos into any language. That's actually physically changing the face, the mouth, and create AI avatars. Oh, let's just have this for a second, right? So the original English one. Yeah. Now this is like an extremely difficult example because the sound quality is really poor because of the wind and the rain. It's shot on iPhone and it's just like a one-hit take. But if this is the original,
you shouldn't have to worry about your phone getting wet on your next run or any of your essential items.
Right? So that's your man. Let's see what he looks like or what he sounds like whenever I translate him into German.
Die sich keine Sorgen machen, dass Ihr Telefon beim Laufen oder wichtige Gegenstände nass wird. Hören Sie auf, Ihr Telefon in der Hand zu tragen und besorgen Sie sich eines dieser Shirts. Hält Ihre Sachen komplett trocken, bewegt sich überhaupt nicht mit einer sicheren elastischen Manschette. Holen Sie sich eins heute.
That's good, isn't it? It's extremely good. And even like the subtle nuances of him turning his head, but it's still getting the lips correct as he's turning his head is extremely good. And again, recent updates getting better and better and better. So background noise comes from the shoot. So the fact that it was able to do that in this most extreme example, possibly the hardest example we'll ever have, is absolutely ridiculous. So I produced a full HeyGen walkthrough video, kind of what settings I think are great to use. I tested a few different ones, and these are settings I think we'll use. There seems to be one small issue inside of HeyGen, which is this caption one. Now, we do have the creator package, we pay for that, but it's not being able to add the captions on for me for some reason. But I do think that once you take the edited file out of HeyGen and put it in the captions app, that's going to solve that. However, it's extra clicks, extra download, extra import, another extra export. I think once they fix that, I've been on the support to see what's going on, then that solves everything in one tool. And that is essentially it from me in terms of big updates on the two big AI tools that are going to help produce UGC videos in multiple languages and obviously your AI graphic images and your renders. So lots going on there. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I would love to see what you end up producing. So guys, that's the training. I'm really interested to see what you do with the tools, and I'd love to hear what you think about those tools. Like I mentioned in that training, if you're looking for more insights into the copyright and more insights into headlines and marketing, you can't get all that information in our school group. It's a private community, and there's a lot of information there. Just call me every single week. And that's the sort of stuff that's going to really help you take tools like this and others, but then elevate it by using proper, decent D2C marketing. So good luck, give us a like and subscribe for more.